What's up, guys? Riley here, back with another episode of Rebuilding the U.S. Men's National Team on Football Manager 2019. And today I'm going to be showing you around the squad now. We are 37 days in advance from the past episode, so we're a day before the first friendly here against Paraguay, which should be pretty interesting because the way I've gone about picking this squad is I'm definitely looking ahead to the future too. I really want to pick players that have a solid chance at actually making the 2022 squad for sure. I've also gone in the staff too and gotten rid of all of Greg Berhalter's guys and brought in my own guys. So Chris Wood stays. He's a good goalkeeping coach, actually formerly of Manchester United. I think brought over with Tim Howard actually. I think he was a big influence in that. And then I brought in three coaches and hired Steve Ralston as my assistant coach, who is also now the assistant coach of San Jose Earthquakes in the MLS. So I've gone about doing that. Now I'm going to show you the captain picking right now. I really wanted to find a captain right away where I could kind of stick with and use for these 4 years, but due to some injuries, we're missing some pretty key players in this one. So I am just going to stick with Michael Bradley to start as the captain. I'm going to pick John Brooks as the backup. As we'll see, Matt Beasley ended up making the squad. And I'm aiming to make these videos about 10 to 15 minutes each. So the plan is today is to show you around the squad and then go through the two friendlies. I'll probably just show you highlights from the friendlies. I am going to send assistants to this. I don't really want to do the press conference, but yeah, looking at the national pool here, you'll see there is a lot of injuries here. Can I? Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's see. So Timmy Chandler, Tim Ream, Aaron Johansson, Bill Hamid, and then some other Jordan Morris as well. So decent amount of injuries to players that I probably would have considered. The big one for me was actually Walker Zimmerman. He was going to be my first choice center back, but then he missed out due to injury, so we won't be seeing any of him yet. Of course, he plays for LAFC now, and I actually sort of like him. So hopefully he'll get a chance here and get fit pretty quickly here. But the squad I'm going with to start off is going to be this one here. Nick Lima starting at left, inverted wingback here. He's going to be that inverted wingback I talked about to start. He is capable of playing on both feet. John Brooks starts left center back. Cameron Carter-Vickers actually now playing for Swansea starts right center back. I think it's on loan though. I kind of want to check just to clarify. Yeah, so he's still technically Tottenham's player, but on loan at Swansea right now. DeAndre Yedlin is going to lock down that right wing, or the right back technically. Zach Steffen starts keeper. Michael Bradley, already talked about him. He's going to start halfback. Wes McKinney starts Mansala. Emerson Hinman I brought in, and I'm planning on using him a lot. He has some good stats in this game. I think he's a very solid center midfielder, especially at an advanced playmaker role. So I'm going to utilize him and see what we can do with him. Of course, he doesn't really get too much playing time with Bournemouth. In fact, only has one appearance for them so far in the league, I think. So, not all too promising in terms of his perspective for playing at his club right now. But I think he can still be utilized by us for sure. Then Christian Pulisic is going to start out on the wing to start this series. Hopefully, I want to really experiment with him more and kind of get him to be a little bit more versatile, for sure, because he can definitely be utilized in a multitude of positions. Paul Areola is going to start at left wing for me, and he actually just got transferred in this game to Eintracht Frankfurt, so good stuff for him. Good to see there, but he's going to play as more that direct winger. I generally want focusing on, like I said, still being dynamic, but also he's going to be pinning the width of the field. He's going to be staying on the touch line and allowing Lima to hopefully make underlapping runs, as well as Weston McKinney to make those underlapping runs on the inside. So he's going to be pinning his defender to that touch line and creating the width for us. That's my plan for him. Then Bobby Wood does start at striker, but I have brought in some other interesting players that will definitely get appearances within these two games. So backup keepers right now, I have Ethan Horvath and Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson, actually, his stats for distribution aren't all that great, but he's become acclimated to it at NYCFC, kind of because he's just been forced to like I kind of said, acclimate to their system. Ethan Horvath, currently of Club Brugge, I like him a lot. Hopefully he ends up becoming the first teamer. eventually. Matt Biasca brought in. Omar Gonzalez wasn't really playing all that great, so due to form purposes, I decided to give Matt Biasca a go, even though he's not really playing all. He actually has 5 appearances, just not playing all that well. But Omar Gonzalez, his rating is at like a 6.5 or something like that. It's pretty poor from him, so I decided not to call him up right away. Matt Beasley does get the call up in the wake of Walker Zimmerman's injury, so he's going to be his replacement right there. Tyler Adams hadn't really been playing all that well either, so I decided, and he hasn't really been playing much in general. So I decided to not start him just to start off, just to see how Nick Lima does because he had been playing well. So kind of want to reward for him a little bit too, even though I am going to be taking players like Emerson Hinman who don't really get that many chances for the club. Because in reality, I'm looking for the quality of player rather than the run of form that they're in. And then moving down the list here, Kellen Acosta, he's going to be that backup halfback basically. He's a very versatile player though, so he can play Mensala a little bit as well. He'll play halfback though. He's going to be Michael Bradley's direct replacement there, but he can also play the inverted wingback role and wingback on the right too. So he's a very versatile player. I definitely want him included in the squad for the future because he can fill so many positions. Keaton Parks gets a call up. He will most likely fill either that Mensala or advanced playmaker role. Still very young actually. Coming over to NYCFC from Benfica actually. So very big potential there. As you can see, he's a 5-star potential player. And then moving down the list here, an interesting one I actually hadn't heard of before. Joel Senora, I think it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure I got that right, but pretty high potential player playing for, I don't actually even know. Talares, I don't even know. Some team in the Argentine Premier Division, but on loan from Stuttgart right now. So he looks pretty promising, actually. I like a lot of his stats. He looks like a well-rounded player. So another player that can kind of fit a wealth of positions for us. So just kind of giving him a chance in the team. And then another one I actually haven't heard of before, Jonathan Amon, coming over from Nordstrand in Denmark, I believe it is. Yep, Danish Superliga. So he's going to come in here and hopefully get a chance to play at least here. He looks like a promising winger as well. So hopefully, yeah, like I said, I get to give him a chance to play early on just to see what he can do. Then Timothy Way, he's definitely going to be one that's involved in future plans for sure. He's currently on loan from PSG at Celtic and hasn't played yet this season, but I think that's due to the fact that I don't have the Scottish League loaded in fully, so I'm going to have to fix that just so we can see his actual club games. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that. Then moving down the list, we have Josie Altidore and Josh Sargent, who I decided to call up, who's been on a nice run of form for I think it would be the Werder Bremen U23s or something like that. Technically, it says non-competitive because he's not playing for the first team. So he'll get a chance too. So as you can see, pretty young squad pick for sure. Looking to give a lot of players a chance to go because at this point we are 4 years out from the next World Cup. And realistically, I want to see what these players can do. So let's get right into the game here. As you can see, tactics here going to be pretty fluid and positive mentality as well. So we'll have to see how this ends up playing out for us. But I'm looking forward to it. So let's get into the match here. The first of two here, being against Paraguay. I'm pretty intrigued to see how this works because obviously for me, a lot of times what happens is tactical systems to start off are pretty rough. It takes a little bit, one, for the players to get used to it, and two, with U20s, got a nice 5-0 win. That's good to see. I've been looking at some of them actually. Gianluca Busio for sure, and center back Austin Trusty. He was another one I considered calling up, but decided not to. And Reggie Cannon almost made the squad as well. And then also, sorry, I kind of got sidetracked, but Kyle Scott declared for the U.S. national team, and he's potentially a player who currently playing for the Chelsea U23s, but potentially a player that could get called up, potentially a DM. He's not really suited for the halfback role, unfortunately, but most likely an advanced playmaker. So we'll have to give him a chance eventually too, now that he declared. So we're gonna hand this to assistant coach. I generally always do that. I don't really mess with the pre-match tactical briefings or whatever that is. So I'll probably just show you highlights from this match. I'll edit those in, and hopefully we get a win here. So I'm looking forward to this one for sure. Paraguay goes with the 4-4-2, or it looks like a 4-2-2-2. More likely than not, as it looks like the two wingers will probably get more involved on the inner areas of the pitch as well. So give them a team talk. This is the basic. This is your chance to impress me or whatever. I hope they revamp this a little bit because the team talks for me are fairly dull. I'm going to send assistant to this too. I don't really want to have to deal with with that. So here we go. So I'm going to make sure that all my settings are correct. 2D Classic that's what I play, and I like the one, sentimental value, and two, I think it's a little bit cleaner for running on my laptop than the full 3D version. So we are playing in that stadium, Defensores del Chaco, apparently. So high possession so far, which I expect, and I really want to see. Well, looking for in the midfield too is Nick Lima getting involved. I want to see him. I'm looking for his touches and seeing whether they are positive or not. So far, he has 8 total touches on the ball. Let's see here. So we're playing out of the back, as you can see. First highlight of the game here. Michael Bradley checks down low to receive the ball. Carter Vickers picks it up. Let's see if we can get anything going. Ideally, what we want to do is hit this man here, although he's covered. So we have Nick Lima too. Emerson Hinman picks up the ball. Let's see if he can do anything with it. McKinney goes long. Interesting choice. And we can't win that. It's not ideal. Not the best choice of play from McKinney. But we pick up the ball right away through a nice little quick press and win. Our midfield right now is looking very spread out, which is not necessarily a terrible thing, but I think we really have to be mindful with the players that we have, whether they're capable of playing in a sort of midfield like that. So that's a good little play from Lima there as he gets involved in the middle of the field. Exactly what I want. And we need to be hitting this opposite side winger, but that's what they're doing a good job at marking right now, is marking. That's a opposite side center mid, actually, rather. Okay, so Ariel picks it up. Let's see what he can do here. Creates it. Ooh, whips it down. It's a good ball. Good ball to Pulisic from Paul Ariel. We get off to a good start. So good stuff, boys. That is a good start to the game there. As you can see, Ariel picked the ball up in what I like to call the half space, and when I say I like to call it, it's not just me. It's I wouldn't say well-known term, but I'd say it's widely used within soccer for sure. Ariel picks it up there, creates a chance, whips it in, which is that low-driven cross, which is the ones I like. Pierre Pulisic gets on the end of it. So good stuff there, good patient build-up, I'd say. And we can be pretty happy with where we're at right now. Lima also, you saw kind of created that overload in the midfield as well. You saw that a little bit too. So that's exactly what I'm looking for from him. So let's go look at stats for a little bit here. Oh, never mind, another highlight, quick. Corner. I have not messed with set pieces at all yet, so that is something I 100% will have to do because set pieces are something that can be exploited for sure in game if you take the time to do that. But at the same time, they're also very easy to just kind of brush off and not use whatsoever. So as you can see, there we're kind of picking them apart right now. Good save from Gatito Fernandez. That's a fun name to say, but good save there. We were kind of picking them apart though, as you can see in the midfield. We are very much outnumbering them, especially with Nick Lima involved in the middle of the field too, which is exactly what I like to see from my inverted fullback. So good stuff from him so far. Good half from us to start, I think. Let's go tactics here. Let's see. I want to look at one thing actually before I do a pep talk, and that's going to be Bobby Wood's involvement. Only 9 touches. I want to get him a bit more involved. So I'm going to put him on. I'll make some subs here. So Bobby Wood guys running. I'll probably sub him off and then sub someone else on that's more capable of playing a deep lying forward / complete forward. So I'm going to say, let's see, assertive. Played well so far, but still room for improvement. I think that's probably the best way to go about the halftime talk because obviously we've played well. I mean, it describes it well enough, I think. But we've played solid, but at the same time, we could still be tearing this team apart in all honesty. So we're going to give Keaton Parks a chance. Who, wow, that's kind of cute. Goes by his first name, Keaton. You don't really see that. You don't really see too many Americans doing that, but fair enough, I guess. So we are going to give Keaton Parks a chance. He's definitely one I want to see. We're going to give Tim Weah a chance. Let's see what else is going on here. And then also I did want to give Sargent's a little tired, so we'll give Josie Altidore a chance. Not at pressing forward because he would be a bit not adequate for that role, but I think a complete forward on attack is ideal for him. And then maybe Kellen Acosta for Michael Bradley potentially. I'll probably leave him in for a bit more. And then I also want to see a half of Tyler Adams too. So I'm happy with what I saw from Nick Lima. So we'll give Tyler Adams a go and see what he can do from that inverted wingback role that I like to utilize so much. So yeah, let's see how the second half goes. Okay, Tim Weah on the ball first. Highlight of the second half. here. As we lose the ball, we need to now press and win this one back here. Let's see what we can do. I think that's Tyler Adams tracking back. Doesn't really give much resistance. Whoever that 6 is, I think it's Michael Bradley, getting cut well out of position there, and whips it in. That's a goal from Jose. Ooh, wow, that's a tough one. Leguizamon, I guess, is probably my best possible effort at saying that name. So, um, good stuff from him, I guess. But Michael Bradley, yeah, gets caught way out there, as you can see, leaving the back line completely exposed. No one to really press and close him down. And I think that's the best. I think that's the best time to sub off Bradley here. He's on a yellow card as well, so not his best performance, especially in that specific play. But Kellen Acosta will see what he can do in that halfback role that I like to utilize. Tyler Adams not really playing all that well either. We are going to utilize. I think we might put on Senora as well. I really want to see what he can do. So we'll go Senora here, and then we'll go Jonathan Amon at this inside forward. Oh, never mind. We can't use more. So probably I'll keep on him in then, because yeah, I'll give him a run in. I don't really want Pulisic to go anymore. He's already at 69% in on a yellow card, so let's get him off the field. He had a decent day, scored a goal, so fair enough to him. And let's move on here. Here we go. So we're going to press high here. It looks like they're kind of breaking our press fairly decently, but Yedlin wins the ball back well. As you can see, not many options for Hinman. He's going to go long to Altidore. Altidore is going to run on all by himself. Can he create anything from this? Tough angle, and it's a penalty kick. Okay, so good stuff from Josie Altidore. It's always tough in those scenarios when you don't have any support to do something with it. But we are going to give this to Altidore. I think we're just going to reward him, honestly, for that for that good penalty win there, because he really was off by himself. So good testing goal. I can't remember who that was. Was that Kellen Acosta? I can't remember who that was who played that ball. Let's see if he can convert this, though. He does convert it. Past Gatito Fernandez. Good stuff from Josie Altidore. Wins the penalty, then puts it home. So good stuff for him. So Acosta picks up the ball, ups it into Keaton Parks. Can Keaton Parks take a shot here? Oh, he rips one. That's a good goal for him. Keaton Parks, the one namer, Keaton. I didn't even have to change that one. He just pulls it out himself. So Keaton Parks, good stuff from him. Good finish, but as you can see, we really created space here with that overload in the midfield, overloading this right side. They really didn't mark, to be fair. That was also pretty much on them for not marking the two midfielders in the middle there, and then closing down Keaton Parks, who apparently has a good leg on him. So he rips that one home, 3-1 for us. Good stuff. At the closing stage of this one now, 3-1, looking like a win for us. Can we calmly play this one out here? We don't even need to. Ends there, so good stuff. That's a good game from us overall, I think. Hey guys, I ended up deciding just to cut this one short just because the game ran a little bit long. So game 2 will be in episode 3 here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I will be back very soon.